नानक मर गया, अंगद आ गया, अर्जन ने आत्महत्या करी थी.
So he says Arjan ne Atmhatya kari si. So that means basically we're saying that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj committed suicide. So just to give a bit of context, this guy's name, his name is Baldev Singh Sirsa, and he's currently doing a morcha at the moment against the SGPC and the CBSE, which is the Punjab kind of board which regulates the education in Punjab. And he's presenting 5 books, and these 5 books are saying, these books are taught at equivalent of A level in what would happen in the UK. So like Barmi the Ambuka, and they teach Sikh history in some depth. And let's just have a look at some of the things that these books are saying about Sikh history.
ਮਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੋਢੀ ਇਹ +2 ਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਇਸ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਵੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਨੂੰ ਮੁੱਢੋਂ ਰੱਦ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਗਿਆ. ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿ ਆ ਉੱਪਰ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਨੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਰੀਤੀ ਰਿਵਾਜ ਦਾ ਵਿਰੋਧ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਵੀਂ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਲਾਈ. ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੰਗਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਏ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਵਿਦਰੋਹੀ ਹੋ ਗਏ. ਫਿਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਲੁੱਟਾਂ ਖੋਹਾਂ ਚੋਰੀਆਂ ਡਕੈਤੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਕਤਲੋਗਾਰਤ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਾਤੀ.
So to start off, they're saying about Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. They focus a lot on Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. They say Guru Nanak Maharaj ne koi nama dharm, so they didn't start a new religion, and they didn't basically speak out or challenge any of the Hindu rituals. Ritiyan rivajan. So any rituals or any practices, including cow worship, including the caste system, none of them were challenged by Guru Nanak Dev Ji. What's your viewpoint on that?
Well, if you just read Gurbani, then of course, even if you look at the Janeo, Rasa Kivar, then Maharji speaks about how, the falsehood in that. Even the Sakyula Hardwar, a lot of Guru Maharaj's Itihas is talking about that. So even though there's a lot of Shabads as well, I can find some on my phone as well, just talk
There's
about
loads, like Maharaj says, Char Varnik Varn Krao. Maharaj talks about, the Tilk Guru Sahib talks about worshipping idols in Gurbani. Maharaj says, Puja ki je naam ti aayi hai, bin naam hai, puja na hove. That without naam there is no puja. You could do all the puja you want. Guru Sahib talks about arti, that arti is naam, and make your, how Guru Sahib talks in deep about all these rituals that Guru Sahib, kind of renounced. We for us, Guru Sahib centered everything around Shabad and Naam and contemplation. But and we don't favor any animal over anyone. For us, all animals are equal, innit? Other than Sundays when you're not allowed to eat beef, innit? That was a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
No one call that out.
That's a car, show clip. That's it.
So we are equal opportunists. We don't differentiate against animals. Obviously, horses, hawks, and the barge and them are favorable for us because Guru Sahib kept them.
So that was about Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and these Ritiya, they said they didn't question. What were they saying about Noe Pasha Ji as well then?
So we're going to come back onto Noe Pasha Ji. There's actually, this book, it says this as well, but there was something that came out last year, if I remember correctly. It was the National Council for Education and Research and Training of the Indian government, and they wrote it's like a manifesto which was called Medieval India. And in that last year they wrote Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was a looter, and he went to jail, Gwalior's jail, because he was a criminal, and he didn't die as a martyr for the religion. He was killed because of his practices of crime. And this is something that they've released. It's called Medieval India. So let's watch the rest of this, and he comes back to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj.
ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਤੇ ਗਵਾਲੀਅਰ ਦੇ ਕਿਲੇ 'ਚ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਤਾ ਦੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਹੈ ਤੇ MS ਮਾਨ ਦੀ ਹੈ. ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਕੁਛ ਹੀ ਹੈ. ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਇਹ ਸਿਰਾ ਹੀ ਲਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਨ ਉਹ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰਕ ਸਨ. ਆ ਜੋ ਰਾਈਟਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਈ ਆ. ਤੀਸਰਾ ਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ AC ਅਰੋੜਾ, ਇਹ ਵੀ ਇਹੀ ਕੁਛ ਲਿਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਲਓ. ਆ ਸਾਰਾ ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਹੋਵੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ 'ਚ ਤੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਵਿਖਾਤਾ ਤੇ ਇਹ 'ਚ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ. ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਇਹੀ ਕੁਛ ਆ ਗਿਆ। ਅੱਗੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਆਫ ਪੰਜਾਬ, ਇਹ ਵੀ +2 ਦੀ ਆ। ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਿਖਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ +2 ਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਲਈ। ਇਸ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਦੀ ਲੇਖਕ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਬੀਬੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਹੈ ਐਮ ਪਾਉਲ। ਇਹ ਐਮ ਪਾਉਲ ਦੀ ਲਿਖੀ ਹੋਈ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਆ ਸਾਰਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਧਰਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਲਾਇਆ। ਹਿੰਦੂ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕੀ ਸਨ। ਲਿਖਿਆ ਨਾਨਕ का गुरु एक मुसलमान था।
So this is a huge agenda which is about, you know, Sikh is a vakri, it's a vakra dharm. It's a separate religion, it's a way of life. This is separate to Hinduism, and there's a campaign which wants to join the two so desperately. Whether it's our rituals, whether it's our festivals, however it is, they want to align the two for the average Sikh to subconsciously just think, oh well, you know, they celebrate that, so do we. They also do this, so do we. And it's a way that the RSS has been working for many years. There's a book that was written by Dr. Sukhpreet Singh Adoke called Jabe Ban Lagyo, Tabe Roz Jagyo. It's a book, it's written in Punjabi, but it's a must read into the kind of policies and the ways that they are working at the moment to fuse the two. I mean, even Article 25B of the Indian Constitution still today doesn't classify you as a Sikh. Did you know that? It says that the word Sikh is referenced as long-haired Hindus.
Wow.
Up until 2017, you know, if your parents are married in India, they most likely had a Hindu registered marriage. There was no such thing as a Sikh Magistration Act. Sikh Marriage Act. There was no such thing. And you can see the whole point is to make you feel like you are just a sect. The base Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is as a Desh Bhagat as well. He fought for, you know, a united Hindustan, India, and gave, you know, the sacrifice of the Char Sahibzade. And one of the other policies that they push recently is when they're not trying to change history on one side, they promote certain aspects of history. So one of my findings in this was that they intentionally push the battles that the Sikh fought against the Mughals. And kind of leave out the battles that the Sikh were fighting against the Hindu Raja. And you know, I think we fought more battles against the Hindu Raja than we did against the Mughals. I think there was 7 battles, official battles against the Mughals, and up to 11 against the Hindu Raja. And you can see they push certain things like the Shahidi of the Sahibzade as being a Muslim and Sikh conflict. The Shahidi of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, a Sikh Muslim conflict. They push the agenda of Guru Tegh Bahadar Ji's Shahidi as being, again, you know, Muslims did this tyranny on Sikh. And you know, if you look at history, the Mughal period was very heavy and tense for the Sikh. But if you see what happened in Tarlokpura in 1984, which next year is the 40th anniversary, in the whole of the Mughal period, there's no reference to how many women were raped in the streets of Delhi than there were 40 years ago. And it's that history that is forgotten about, and the other history is focused on. And it's intentionally done where they will put a picture of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj in textbooks and say that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is a Desh Bhagat, and he fought for the Desh, and he gave his sacrifice. And they did this whole, last year was the Bali Bavas Day, where they were celebrating the Char Sahibzade as being our brothers, as in the Hindu Rashtra were, and they were doing it in kind of way of promoting that, where we're celebrating the Sahibzade because they gave their life for this nation. So let's carry on watching the rest of this, because this book that he's referencing now is a book that's a book that was written by the RSS on Sikh history, and is still used in today to study Sikh history in Punjab. So we're going to pause this video a few times just to say what they're saying.
नानक मुगलों को भारत में लाया, नानक ने हिंदू धर्म ही अपनाया था, नानक मर गया, अंगद आ गया, अर्जन ने आत्महत्या करी थी.
So he says Arjan ne Atmhatya kari si. So that means basically we're saying that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj committed suicide. is one of the references he made in this book. Even like, disrespect to saying Nanak mar gaya Angad aa gaya, like there's been no kind of Sikh nazariya, Sikh perspective of how we don't say Guru Nanak Maharaj passed away, Guru Nanak Maharaj Jyoti Jyot Samage. It was, we don't say Guru Sahib was born, it was Guru Sahib was Pargat. So even the language that they're bringing in will eventually, cause conflict in the future, because, it's references and history like this that we don't know in 100, 150, 200 years time. Someone might be referencing this and saying this was a part of the education in Punjab taught as Sikh history, and might use it as a reference that this is what it was.
अर्जन के मरने के बाद हरगोबिंद का दिमागी संतुलन खो गया था। हरगोबिंद बहुत डरपोक आदमी था, सोते समय मौत के भय से 60 बंदूकधारी पहरे पर खड़े रखता था।
So he says, after Guru Arjan Dev Ji Shahidi, Guru Hargobind Sahib Maharaj suffered from mental illness. He was a darpok, so that means he was scared. He used to sleep with around 60 gunmen near his pillow because he was that scared on a night. What's your reaction to that? As in,
it's almost scary to see the gap in knowledge from what we've learned, from our granths and our itihas, to see what they're teaching. And the scary thing is that if Sikh are reading this and they're believing it, and do you get what I mean? It's just a massive gap. Obviously, it's completely wrong, and it's just very sad to see what they're saying. But I'm more sad thinking about that Sikh that is sitting there, who could learn everything at the Gurdwara side, which is not going to now, where they could learn all this itihas, because it was taught in our Guru Kards, Guru Bani Katha happened in the morning, itihas the Katha in the evening, and we'd hear all these prasangs, right? At the time of, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Shahidi, which takes place, May, June time, the whole prasang of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Shahidi takes place of, Guru Maharaj's, steadfastness, and that they wouldn't change even a word in Guru Bani. When like the Qazis were saying, okay, if you change Guru Bani, if you add the praise of Muhammad into Guru Granth Sahib Ji, we can get you off. Do you get what I mean? But Maharaj said, I wouldn't even change an Akhar, I wouldn't even change a Laga Matar in Guru Bani, and Shere Parchar Ji, what they even saved the emperor's life at the time, and they saved all the Hyderraja, and and their son saved the Hindu Dharam in that respect, innit? So it's like, for them to now twist everything, where they were the ones that were scared that would come to the Guru. It's crazy to see what they've done.
This next bit is shocking as well.
आगे लिखा है कि हर राय के 2 बेटे थे। जब हर राय मरा, उस वक्त बड़े बेटे की उम्र 15 वर्ष, छोटे की 6 वर्ष की थी, लेकिन बड़े बेटे को गद्दी नहीं दी गई क्योंकि वो नौकरानी के पेटो था।
So they said Guru Har Rai had 2 children, and the elder child was 15 years old, the younger one was 6. The Guru Gaddi was given to the younger one, Guru Har Krishna Sahib Ji, because the older one was born from a slave child. So that lost words. I can't even say, where do you begin to unpick that? It's it's planting that seed in people's mind of, this is something. And, in terms of Guru Gaddi, who it was given to and how it was, how it was passed on, who we to even question who was like for Guru Sahib to give Guru Sahib didn't give Guru Gaddi to his own children, Guru Nanak Maharaj. Who the Guru Gaddi was given to was divine. It was from WhyGuru themselves on who was capable to carry that message on. And to put the seed of doubt in people's head that, it wasn't because of something like this, is absolutely shocking.
You know what's crazy, just a bit off topic, I remember watching a video from Hyde Park. You heard the Hyde Park corner?
Hanji.
Yeah, and they have the street, the speaker's corner there. And I remember there was a Muslim one, and he was questioning a Sikh at the time who was there representing Sikhi, and he was talking about Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, and he gave one of these kind of crazy facts. So like, I'm just thinking that maybe even if it's not our own Sikh, other people, other dharams are going to read this, and they're going to think this is this Sikh itihas, and they're going to go to our Sikh, because when he said it to the other Sikh about Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, he if I remember correctly, he said something like Guru Sahib Ji committed crimes and that's why they arrested him, Nove Parchar, 9th Guru, and the Sikh just stumbled on his words. He didn't know what to say. So like, first of all, other people of other dharms are going to use this, but then the scary thing is that us as Sikh, we don't even know our own itihas.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee, not to sound bad, but a lot of people don't even know the names of Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji's 2 sons. And we know that the elder son, Baba Ram Rai, what was the reason for why he was, not given the Guru Gaddi. So, this is also for us that are watching this. If we don't know the itihas of our 10 Gurus, from Guru Nanak Ji to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and what happened and how the Guruship was passed on, that we need to learn that. Otherwise, we got a big problem on our hands, because one day one of these things might come to us that actually, Guru Arjan Dev Ji committed suicide, and we're not going to know what to say, because it might come in a textbook. It's in a textbook, and that's going to cause so much problems for us.
I'll give you an example. There was an argument once about someone was mentioning Aisha in the Quran, and how Prophet Muhammad married when he was 56-year-old with Aisha, and she was of a certain age. And the argument back that this Muslim scholar gave was, and I was there, he was saying it to me, that Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj married a 14-year-old. And I at the point didn't have any answer to understand, or saying, okay, I don't know when Guru Angad Dev Ji got married, and who it was that he got married to. My history was really weak. And the history says, yes, he did. But he was 15 at the time himself. So they got married young when, they used to do a roka. They used to basically just get you married young when you were in that time period. So I think it was, it's really important that you know your knowledge, and not knowing, even half knowledge is dangerous sometimes, of not knowing nothing at all. It's even, sometimes it's considered worse. So let's carry on with this one.
श्री गुरु तेग बहादुर पातशाह बारे लिखा कि तेग बहादुर हंसी के पास जंगलों में लुक छुप के रहता था, चोरों डकैतों सरकार के बागियों को पनाह देता था। जब सरकार को पता चला, पकड़ के ले गए और कत्ल कर दिया। आगे लिखा कि गोविंद।
So Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj used to live amongst this certain jungle, and he used to hide out in this jungle and do lutta koha dakaitan, like a daku basically, and used to loot people. And then when this Sarkar found him, they took him to jail, and then they killed him. So again, a huge thing that's written against Sikh Ityas.